Hello guys, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Teachings. Hope everybody is doing good. Crazy day in the market, guys. Crazy day. Really good day for us in the community as well. Really nailed it. Really nailed it. Had a great morning shorting the market, and then community kind of just killed it with the reversal and squeeze plays. Good thing is no one was getting bagged on the short side, and no one was getting squeezed on the long side. And the beauty of our system is it gives us the shorts, it gives us the longs, right? So we'll cover all that. Very solid day. Just 8% people were added in the community, so very happy about that. Really everybody's using the system and everybody is executing. I'm gonna do the video fast today. I'm not gonna spend too much time into the introduction. I'm gonna go through the game plan that I share in the community, a repeatable system of Ripster clouds and a repeatable setups. I'll show the my timestamp comments or any comments from our trading floor and from our community, where we have all the scanners, all the news bots, all the screen shares, where I'm live on the voice early in the morning, guiding everybody through the market trades. What you see right now in front of you is the game plan that we prepare in the market. Most of our news plays are based upon this game plan. You see everything is covered. We have initial buys, support, resistance, plan, what we are going to do initially. Based upon our cloud system, our plan can change. Then also we have our support resistance level, which give us do we need to buy, do we need to short, how we need to trade, and then we also have our crypto levels. In addition to that, we also share low float watch lists, and we also share our day-to-day 3 levels, which we didn't do today. But so I'm gonna start the recap. Just wanted to keep this watch list, the introduction small. All right. So I have a lot of things to cover today, and you know, and I don't have too much time this morning. I have this evening. I just have to get some stuff done. So I'm just gonna go very fast. Okay. So let's look at SPY daily candle and see what's going on here. So as you see, the SPY daily candle make a crazy hammer, breaking out of the downtrend line. Initially, it was dropping down to the support. You can clearly see. So looking at the SPY, right? So SPY, you see where SPY is bouncing. There's no surprise what's going on here. And looking at VIX, we talked about here. Let's see if I can show you VIX on this chart. I drew that support here. You can see on the 10-minute chart where the VIX was rejecting. VIX was rejecting from the resistance. SPY bounce for support. Everything textbook. Nothing out of ordinary. It was a big squeeze. That's fine. You short first and we long later, and we'll talk about that. Then there was a QQQ, same thing. QQQ bouncing, still has more room on trend line. So let's see what was happening. Let's go back and see the morning levels here. This morning I was very careful. Yesterday I lost on the amateur move. So this morning, as soon as the market opened, I told everyone to just be careful on the amateur move. And we'll talk about that. Let's look at our SPY guidance. Yeah. So this was a plan in the morning on VIX pre-market. The plan was simple, that if VIX breaks 1820, we will be bullish. If VIX breaks 18, we will be bullish. That's the VIX concept. I teach you again and again. And if VIX bounces over 1920, we will short the market. That was the simple plan that I gave everybody in the pre-market. So we have this plan, right? So other thing is, I see a lot of traders who did not short. I see there was few traders in the morning, like 50% people shorted. 10 I think 20 to 30% people did not short it. 12% people were flat. For 50% people shorted it and were green. Now my question to those who don't short it: what about the pre-market plan? What about this plan that we have? What about that if VIX breaks 19, you have to short it? Because the thing is, if you are not ready, so there's two type of trades. One trade is right at the open. The second trade is a 10 a.m. flag breakdown trade, right? Because if you don't show, if you are not ready, you will hesitate, because you will think it's too risky. But you have to take that calculated risk, even if you short here, right? Nobody's trying to short. So anyways, let's go back a little bit, right? So when SPY was heavy, VIX was breaking out, I was very cautious, and I did tweet about that as well. If you go on Twitter, right, you see my first tweet was, I can probably just go to Twitter and show you there. It's much better here. Yeah, so let's look at my morning tweets. Let's not even talk about my voice guidance in my community. What was I talking about in the morning? First of all, you have to be ready. If you are a SPY QQQ market trader, you need to be ready in the pre-market what you're going to do, because you can't just try to chase the market when you see suddenly me saying, oh, it's a short, it's short, it's short, right? So anyways, I already showed you the plan. So VIX was heavy, I tweeted that. Banks were swelling, I tweeted that. VIX over 9, I tweeted that. Right, QQQ was trying to hold, I tweeted that as well. So you see SPY is right away, it's bearish. You can take a short trade right there, use the high of the day risk or high of the opening candle risk, because that's the trade, the open setup, right? So what happens after that? Since my dad tweets, we continue to fade, and my guidance to the community is that everything is short. SPY is under MTF short, QQQ is under 3450 short, still heavy, still short, continuously screaming about that so that nobody goes long, right? So that is more important. So nobody goes long. So when VIX is strong, I don't really care. I know SPY is going to fade because everything is selling off. I look at semiconductors, I look at Apple, I look at Microsoft. So you can see all my guidance here, and I keep telling people that we're still heavy, still short, right? So if you are missing this short setup, if you are hesitating, there are a few problems there. One, that because you got chopped some other day, and you think if you short here you will get chopped, but that's the decision you have to take. You are not looking at the VIX plan, you are not looking at Apple, Microsoft. You have to make that judgment call to make a short here under the pre-market lows. You take a short, if it bounces you get out, who cares, right? Here's the thing, you chop 2 times, 3 times, that's fine, but one time it works, you cover all the chop losses you had. So that's how it works, right? Because today VIX plan was clearly defined, market was clearly heavy, banks were clearly selling off. So you have to make sure you understand all that. A lot of traders in the community, that's how they do. They take a small starter here, and when it starts to fade, they add into their starter, because look, ATR was still very small. ATR, remember ATR is, so there's still more room on SPY. I gave my targets on the SPY. You can see MTF, when QQQ broke here, I gave the MTF short, I gave this 3450 short, and I gave the targets 54, 54, 460. Then I also gave a next target right here at lows of the yesterday. I should have given some targets here. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Yeah, yesterday lows, right? That's my next target, and that's the QQQ target, right, as well. You see here QQQ target. Let me see, where was my QQQ target? Yeah, yesterday lows was the QQQ target as well. So all the targets are coming, because you have to take that. If you have, just invert it, right? If people have problem, just invert it. Yeah, look at that. What's the problem? It's the pre-market high breakout. You clearly see that VIX is breaking out and SPY is heavy. You can clearly see, you can use your 10-minute candles for the risk, right? You don't have to use the clouds, but you have to take these trades to be, and there is no excuse, right? Because if system is clearly telling you, there's no excuse. You have to take if you're short here, yeah, go to 3-minute chart if you have a problem. It's your problem to take a position. If the stop is wide, that is your problem. That's not the stock's problem. If stop is one candle, that's one candle. And I see a lot of small account traders struggle with that, but the large account traders easily short it, because they are ready to stop out. If it goes from here to dollar here, they know they will stop out. So you clearly know where you need to stop out. And if you do that, then it's eventually, when the trade is working, you're going to make 5 times of what you lost when it's a chop, right? So if you miss the morning trade, you take a trade here, you go to 3-minute candle, just use the previous high candle as a low and take a position. And you don't have to take the full position. You can go 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, whatever makes you feel comfortable, right? But I know the small account traders don't have enough, and they cannot like scale in or scale out. But anyways, that was the big show today. It's nothing new. I got a lot of Twitter DMs today. A lot of my traders, my YouTube followers, you guys, and I please, start commenting on my videos, right? So I know you guys, when you guys are having a good day, then you guys tweet, send me a DM, comment on my video, right? I try to teach you, put out this, so I know what you're learning and some feedback, right? Literally today, not only in our community, even on Twitter, and people literally got so many DMs because people just killed it. Not only the short side, on the reversal side as well. Anyways, it was an easy short. VIX plan. There was a VIX plan, SPY QQQ, XLF, finance heavy, MTF breakout, and we just easy plan. Even if you blindly followed the VIX plan, which many people did, even then you did good today. Yeah, it's good to make money, but it's even better to understand why behind the move. If you continuously are missing these short setups, keep trying it. Just keep trying it with 1 share, 10 shares, 2 shares, whatever. Just try to see what is missing in your trades that you are missing these short setups. And even if you missed short, that is fine, as long as you were not long in this sell-off. Yes, we bounced today, right? And if you held from here to here and it came back, you were lucky. We are not going to always get these squeezes. So you are not buying here, you're buying here, which we're going to talk about now. All right, let's talk about the reversal, right? So I'm going to talk about the reversal, but here was the people. 76 people were green in the community end of the day, and 86% people went from red to green. In the morning, we had 15% red, but those 15% turned into only 8% red. And then everybody, 16%, 76% of people in the community were green. So that was good, right? So how did that happen, right? I actually stepped away when there was a call, but I set up few alerts for everyone, and I'm so proud of everyone, those who executed the calls, right? Maybe I was trying to show you something here. I often tweet about it. So how do you figure out the call, right? So let's listen here. So how do you figure out the call? VIX, right? Where was VIX rejecting? Let's look at VIX. When VIX was right here at 2150, I did mention that VIX is at a level of the gap rejection on VIX, gap resistance at 2150, right? 2150, I see the gap. That's what I said at, what time did I say? 10:53. And what time the market rejected? Right there, and started to bounce. So so sometimes you have to make a judgment call. Even if it's a bounce and rejection, you can take that long. Even if it's a C minus long, it's under the cloud, that's fine. But you can risk this 2150 on VIX as your risk to take the long. It's that simple as that. You risk the VIX and you take it long. And then when 512 curls, you take more long. Then up to you. So these are C minus long, and once we are over 512s, that's that becomes a B long, because we are going over there. And it's all about VIX. As long as VIX is fading, you keep it long and you make those curls, and nothing is too low. I continuously kept telling everybody that do not short. Yes, we were short here, but here, do not short. I tweeted about it 10 times. Do not short. And I'm so proud of the traders who held their trades all the way. Not even a single time the EMA Cloud told you to get out, right? Not even a single time. If I show you the, I have that, let me see if I can show you that. Let's see here. I can show you. So you see that the life cycle of the trade today. Market bottom, right when VIX was at the resistance, VIX rushes, bounces, rejects here, market bounces, you long here. And here's the beauty. So many traders in the community nailed it, right? I was not even there. I just told them about the gap resistance. They knew about the resistance reject. They knew about the 512 curls. I did send like one alert on, I think, 512. No, this was not the wrong one, but I sent an alert earlier on SPY 12 curls. 512 test, 543s, you can see there that alert went right here, and then traders executed it. They themselves executed it. They went long Apple, Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, semiconductors, ARM, you name it. And you don't have to trade anything. Just pick one thing, and that goes boom, and that's all you need, right? So that's how we did it. Let's look at a few of other names. All right, let's look at a few of our other names. Like, for example, we can look at Apple, right? So what do you see? The bounce, the curl, this candle, this pullback candle is, you can long it, you can risk, you can get entry before 512s, you can risk this candle in some cases. So no reason to hold 3450 curls, 512 curls, no reason to cut. Then here's the Microsoft call. That was even more high confident because we had the MTF clouds here, bounce from MTF cloud, curl. Start taking a position here, risking the MTF clouds, and add into your position and hold all day. That was Microsoft. Then we have Meta. Meta was all right, Carl. You can take position on this red candle or right here. Your stops are under this candle. That's a good call. IWM was a good call. Here was Amazon. Again, Amazon was a high conviction call because there was MTF there. So you see that there was MTF right under that. So that was that. So yeah, these were the examples of the call trades that we took in the community, and very proud of each and everyone who did that. And that's how only 8% people in the community today were red. All right, let's go through some of our news plays quickly. Not going to spend too much time. I'm trying to wrap this video early today. This was our play. So play was our all-day short. Here's the timestamp guidance, and here was the pre-market plan. Pre-market plan on play was simple, defined. Level was play. Here you go, play long over 33, gap fill under it. You can see that gap fill under 33. There goes breaks 33s, breaks clouds. Simple A plus repeatable system, have done it again and again and again. Beautiful short, $3 per share, nice profit. If you missed that, even if you took an entry later, 32s, you risk 60-70 cents here, you still made almost $2. Beautiful, beautiful winner on that $3 per share. Beautiful. By the way, the calls on those calls today, man, literally went crazy. Literally went. A lot of traders in the community really did good. I mean, if you really positioned yourself in, and they really went good. Look at that. Kevin has a 47%. Elk. I don't. Elk posted his PNL. That's fine. Inspire others. Usually I don't, do that, allow that, but that's fine. So it's about the percentage win. But anyways, he did a good as well. So a lot of traders, right? Today, this was the day. Today was the day to capitalize, but that's fine. There's always tomorrow. But anyways, this was a play. Time spent, comment, share. Beautiful short, beautiful winner. I told everybody to exit over 512s. If you even curled it, you got some nice dollar scalp as well. All right, next one we're going to look at is FSLR, First Solar. First Solar was all day winner for us. Where did we find First Solar? This was from our team member Vinod. We put it in our game plan in the pre-market right here. First Solar, let's check it out here. Low rate play, debate, there was something from the debate and also the low rate cuts, and it had so plan was to gap fill under 214, long over it. As soon as the market opened, I saw superb strength going over the MTF Cloud 1, going over the MTF Cloud 2. That's why I told everybody it's a confirmed long, hold the trend, 200% ATR. This went from, for us, since it started breaking out from 222 all the way to 230, 240 target. Beautiful winner all day for us, almost $15 per share winner. Let's go to the next one. All right, so the talking about the next one was ARM. ARM was another one. ARM, actually, when market was selling, we had to cut it, but it was a nice long winner in the morning. And even when the market started curling, it was a good setup on a 3450 bounce. It was my favorite, favorite setup. And then what happened was MTF bounce, right? So you cut here, that's fine, but you see the market curling, you get back in. Because I told everyone that when something is strong, even in the weak market, when market bounces, it is the first one you should prioritize on. So when the whole semiconductor was going crazy, ARM was my main focus, and that was a beautiful winner in the community for everyone. 1 hour is also bullish on ARM, holding the daily MTF, breaking out over the other MTF, and that's how it was a huge winner as well, ARM. All right, let's look at Tesla. Tesla was a short in the morning and then amazing curl. So let's see what Tesla did in the morning. So Tesla was, morning it was a short, first flush, bounce, then flush with the market, then it curled. And I think Tesla was also, we had, and by the way, to short this, you have to follow the levels we gave in the pre-market, 505, 502.50. And I think we had a flow on Tesla right in the morning. Ghostboard pointed out this Tesla flow on the put side, which went really high. So that was a good one on Tesla. And then of course curl, right? Once it reclaims the 1 hour cloud, you can long here. Your stops are just a couple of dollars, and you can trade that long as well. Yeah, I think people did pretty good on Tesla as well in community. Very proud of everyone, right? So a lot of people called the Tesla short. Yeah, Trader Vic was calling it a short. Very nicely done. Hippie was there. Very nicely done. Everybody was good on that. All right, let's look at some other trades in the community that we had. Let's look at NVO. So NVO was there. You see that NVO was 512 short and MTF bounce. There were two trades in NVO. I gave the 512 shorts, but it was on our game plan. Let's go to the game plan. It was one of the first plays. Only long cloud or MTF pullbacks. What did I say? Look here. Only long cloud or MTF pullbacks. So when it's breaking 512, look at my alert. It's bearish, so you can short it. So you short it from 130 to 50 all the way to MTF clouds. And then, just like I said in the pre-market, MTF pullbacks. So MTF pullback gives you a support, 3450 bounce gives you confirmation, and that's the long. So another nice winner in the community, NBO. I did wanted to cover some, semiconductors. I go through quickly all of them on the bounce. When market was bouncing, you see ASML was, by the way, we have all these levels on semiconductors every day. We have this watch list every day. This is on screen share every day. So ASML turned 1 hour bullish. So that was very impressive. You see this 1 hour MTF cloud, you see the 1 hour turn bullish. So ASML was a nice long. Nvidia, of course, it was long in the morning, then it came back because there was a seller at 212. I told everybody there's a seller at 212, so you get out. I know few people had it high, there was few losers, but then the Nvidia curl came later in the day. That was sick. Then of course Taiwan Semi, look at that, bounced from bounced from MTF clouds again, beautiful long. Then there was many other trades like Qualcomm dipped under MTF. So those were the midday opportunities that you could take, right? Look at AVGO, another MTF, right? So many MTF clouds trades today that gives you conviction to bounce it and long it. And that was a beautiful move. So let's look at some other plays. IBM was another very nice MTF cloud bounce. That was from our gameplay. There is our game plan. IBM was on our game plan. Here you go. It was the setup on IBM was nice. It was upgrade, and there was also, it was breaking out all-time high. So it was kind of A plus setup, but the trade that came on IBM was on this dip, right? MTF cloud dip, and that was with the market bounce as well. So there was
DLHC.
Let's look at another one that we had that was from our game plan was StarBucks. So let's see what was the game plan on the StarBucks today. The StarBucks, you see that Goldman Sachs reiterates the buy rating. Long versus the clouds, no go under. That's what I told everybody. Long versus the cloud ran all day from 93 to 98. Beautiful all day winner for us, StarBucks. Let's look at next one. Next one was a Disney. Disney was also on our watch list. Wells Fargo removed it from its watch list, so had a neutral bias, but 87.91 was the support. Once that support gave up on Disney, Disney was a short right here. You could short that at the open, or you could short at 10 a.m. I did maintain that still a short. The target I gave was 86.60, and you can see where it bounced from. 86.60 bounced from where? Right from close to that place, right? That's how the levels work. And then it of course recovered. So that was nice, all the levels met. 1043, and we met that target as well. Yeah, some of our swings also kind of working nicely today. I'm just not going to spend too much time.
DLHC.
I even shared it on Twitter. So SOXL swing that I gave yesterday, right here on this downtrend line breakout, also kind of squeezed pretty hard this morning. Let's see if I can show you. Let's look here. So you can see that, right? This was SOXL, yesterday's idea, shared in the community as well. Small size, not a full size. And then today it's 30.54. We had it at 28 and it hit 32s, right? $4 move already on SOXL in one day on that swing. Just a beauty. Other swing that we were trading on the 1 hour chart, that's also That's SMCI. Let's see here. Yeah, I gave this idea a few days ago that I like it, the 1 hour reversal, stops under the lows or the 400s. Yesterday we dipped. I talked about how the 400 is important, held the 400. And today as well in the morning, I told everyone SMCI swing a good move, good looking long. A lot of traders traded a day trade as well. That's fine, but that's a nice winner for us, SMCI. And of course, when the market is curling, you can trade SOXL long as well, right from there. And you can see where SOXL is bouncing. There's a downtrend line, uptrend line, and I was holding. I did tell everyone when it was dipping that I'm not cutting XOSL. I'm holding it, right? I'm keeping my starter. You can close if you want, right? Because I wanted to see that if it holds the yesterday's lows or not, and it bounced and it curled over, it reclaimed 1 hour. That was bullish. You can always add more swing there. It was a good day trade as well on SOXL. You know, winners both on day trade or and swings, right? So next one we're going to look at is MSTR, MSTR. So MSTR was also a decent play. MSTR was on our watch list today. Initially it was a short, no long, right? But then later, middle of the day, it turned bullish right here versus the MTF clouds, right? So that was MSTR was on our watch today. MTF long for a gap fill up, no go under. So I already talked about that. It's an MTF setup, right? So MTF curls and then 5, 12, 34, 50 curls, and that gives us a good midday long as well on that on our MTF trade. There were a few small cap trades today in the community. Place, just want to shout out RGV all day. It was actually in our low float watch list. I forgot to share it, but I did mention it on the voice. That's a short squeeze play. It's used to short squeeze because it's a 50% short, and very nice guidance all day by RGV on the place. You can look his entry at 7:33 to 4, and he guided long right in the morning. Everyone on that place, beautiful job by RGV. Proud of him. That his guidance. You literally made from 750 all the way to $10. Great win, huge win, right? So very proud of everyone in the community who shared the idea. Thousands of traders are on trading floor talking, discussing, sharing ideas, and just love it. Great day. If you missed it, don't worry, there will be another day like today. Hopefully you guys learned something today. I had to go fast, I have to be somewhere, but see you guys tomorrow.